Adaugo, in a stunning traditional Igbo wedding dress adorned with beads and cowries, is seen running away from a decorated village square. Villagers dressed in festive attire looked shocked and concerned. Obioma stands in the middle of the scene. His face is mixed with confusion and heartache. In a small village called Umodo, there lived a beautiful girl named Adaugo. Adaugo had a big bright eyes and a smile that could light up the darkest nights. She lived with her father Okezie, her stepmother Adima, and her little brother Chidozie. Adaugo's real mother had died when she was very young, and her father had remarried her stepmother. Adima was very jealous of Adaugo's beauty and kindness. Adima always tried to control Adaugo and make her unhappy. She wanted her own daughter Ifoma to have everything good. One sunny morning, the village was filled with excitement. Adaugo had been chosen to marry Obioma, the strongest and bravest warrior in Umodu. Obioma had seen Adaugo at the market and had fallen in love with her kindness and beauty. The wedding was planned and everyone in the village was talking about it. But Adima was not happy. She wanted Ifoma, her daughter, to marry Obioma instead. So she came up with a wicked plan. She started telling Adaugo lies, saying that Obioma did not really love her and that he wanted to hurt her. Adaugo was confused and scared. On the day of the wedding, Adaugo dressed in her beautiful white dress. She looked like a princess, but as she was walking to the ceremony, Adima whispered in her ears, "Run away, Adaugo. Obioma will make your life miserable." Adaugo, filled with fear, ran away from the village. She hid in the forest, not knowing what to do. Obioma and the villagers searched for her everywhere, but could not find her. After many hours, Adaugo returned home, tired and sad. The wedding was postponed and everyone was worried. Okezie was very upset with Adema for telling lies to Adaugo. But Adema pretended to be innocent and said, "I was only trying to protect her." A new wedding date was set. This time, the village elders decided to talk to Adaugo to make sure she was not scared. They told her stories of happy marriages and promised that Obioma would take good care of her. Adaugo felt a little better and agreed to try again. On the second wedding day, Adaugo wore an even more beautiful dress. The village was decorated with colorful flowers and everyone was smiling. But Adima had not given up on her plan. She found Adaugo alone and said, "You must run away again. If you don't, bad things will happen." Adaugo, trembling with fear, ran away once again. She hid by the river, crying. Obioma was heartbroken and the villagers were very sad. They began to suspect that something was wrong. When Adaugo returned home again, Okezie demanded to know what was happening. Adaugo, with tears in her eyes, told her father everything. Okezie was furious with Adima. He went to the village elders and told them the whole story. The elders decided to speak to Adima. They warned her that if she continued to make trouble, she would be sent away from the village. Adima, scared of the elders' warning, promised to behave. The villagers decided to try one last time. They set another wedding date and made sure that Adima would not be able to talk to Adaugo alone. They stayed close to Adaugo and supported her with kind words and songs. On the third wedding day, Adaugo wore the most beautiful dress of all. She felt nervous but determined. As she walked to the ceremony, she remembered the love and support of her family and friends. She took a deep breath and kept walking. This time, Adaugo did not run away. She stood bravely beside Obioma and they exchanged their vows. The villagers cheered and there was dancing and singing all night long. Adaugo felt happy and free. Adima, seeing that her plan had failed, tried to make peace with Adaugo. She apologized for her wickedness and promised to be a better stepmother to Adaugo. Adaugo, with her kind heart, forgave her, but she never forgot the lesson she had learned. From that day on, Adaugo and Obioma lived happily together. They had many adventures and faced many challenges, but they always stood by each other. And the village of Umodo remembered the brave bride who ran away twice but found her way back to happiness. Adaugo and Obioma began their new life together in a small hut by the edge of the village. Their love grew stronger with each passing day. Obioma was a kind and loving husband who always made Adaugo feel safe and cherished. They worked together on their farm, growing yams, cassava, and maize. Adaugo's little brother, Chigozie, often visits them. He loved playing with Obioma, who taught him how to make traps for small animals and how to fish in the river. Chidozie looked up to Obioma and wanted to be as brave and strong as him when he grew up. One day, a group of strangers came to the village. They were traders from a far away land, bringing with them beautiful fabrics, shiny beads, and rare spices. The villagers were excited to see these new goods and gathered around the traders. Among the traders was a young man named Ekene. He was charming and smooth talking, and he quickly became friends with many people in the village. However, there was something about him that made Adaugo feel uneasy. She noticed how he would watch her with an intense look in his eyes. One evening, while Adaugo was fetching water from the river, Ekene approached her. "You are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen," he said. "Why do you stay in this small village when you could have so much more?" Adaugo was taken aback by his words. "I am happy here with my husband," she replied firmly. "I don't need anything else." But Ekene was persistent. "Think about it," he said. "I can take you to a place you have never dreamed of. You deserve better than this simple life." Adaugo hurried back to her hut, feeling unsettled. She decided to tell Obioma about the encounter. Obioma listened carefully and then hugged her. "You did the right thing by telling me," he said. "We must be careful and watch out for each other." The next day, the traders left the village, but Ekene stayed behind. He continued to try and charm the villagers, always with his eyes on Adaugo. Obioma decided to talk to the village elders about Ekene's behavior. The elders called for a meeting and listened to Obioma's concern. They agreed that Ekene was a potential threat and decided to keep a close watch on him. They also warned the villagers to be cautious and not to trust him too easily. One night, Ekene tried to sneak into Adaugo and Obioma's hut. But Obioma had anticipated this and had set a trap. As Ekene approached, he fell into a pit covered with leaves and branches. Obioma and the other villagers quickly surrounded him. "You have shown your true colors," said one of the elders. "You are not welcomed in our village. Leave now and never return." Ekene, humiliated and defeated, was forced to leave Umodo. The villagers praised Obioma for his quick thinking and bravery. Adaugo felt a deep sense of relief and gratitude towards her husband. Life in Umodo returned to normal. Adaugo and Obioma continued to work hard and enjoyed their time together. Adima, true to her words, tried to be kinder to Adaugo. She helped out on the farm and spent more time with Chidozie. Years passed and Adaugo and Obioma were blessed with two children, a boy named Ekene and a girl named Nne. They were a happy family, filled with love and laughter. The village of Umodo thrived and the villagers always looked out for one another. One day, a great challenge came to the village. A drought hit the land and the crops began to wither. The river dried up and the animals became scarce. The villagers were worried and didn't know what to do. The village elders decided to consult a wise old woman who lived deep in the forest. Her name was Wanyoma, and she was known for her knowledge of herbs and her ability to communicate with the spirits of the land. Obioma and Adaugo volunteered to go and seek her help. They knew the journey would be long and difficult, but they were determined to save their village. With their children and Chidozie safe with Adima, they set off early one morning. The forest was dense and full of strange sounds. Adaugo and Obioma held hands as they walked, supporting each other. They encountered wild animals and had to be careful not to get lost. But their love and determination kept them going. After several days, they finally reached Wanyoma's haunt. The old woman welcomed them and listened to their story. She then prepared a special portion and gave them instruction on how to use it to bring rain back to their village. Adaugo and Obioma thanked Wanyoma and started their journey back home. They followed her instructions carefully, and soon that cloud gathered in the sky. Rain began to pour down, soaking the dry earth and filling the river once again. The villagers rejoiced, dancing and singing in the rain. The crops began to grow, and the animals returned. Umodo was saved, thanks to the bravery and love of Adaugo and Obioma. The years that followed were filled with peace and prosperity. Adaugo and Obioma's children grew up strong and healthy, learning the value of kindness, courage, and love from their parents. The villagers often told the story of the brave bride who ran away twice but found her way back to happiness and saved the village. And so, Adaugo and Obioma lived long, happy lives, surrounded by their families and friends. Their love and courage left a lasting legacy in the village of Umodo, inspiring generations to come. Thank you, my beautiful viewers, for watching. If you enjoyed watching the story, don't forget to like and share, subscribe, and put on the notification bell. Please be a part of the growth of my channel.